My name is Joshua Morris. I'm the COO and a partner at WSDG. We're in Highland, New York, which is the Hudson Valley, north of the city, by about 2 hours, not in the city. That's a common misconception that we foster.
Will Brown, I'm a partner and project manager at WSDG as well. I've been here 6 years now. Via from Massachusetts, Cape Cod area, via New Jersey, Italy, found my way to WSDG.
What's your background?
My background's actually in applied physics and mechanical engineering, but always been a musician, always had home studios, always recorded records in my space, so wanted to find a way to blend the two together and happened to do that.
That's similar to me. Background as a musician, Suzuki trained violinist, was in bands, recorded, fell in love with the studio, and high school for architecture. So that's how I found my way to WSDG, through the design side.
Get the base levels. I know before I started here at the company, I wanted to enhance my foundation. I read F. Allen Everest's book cover to cover. Forgot 99% of it, but the 1% that stuck around was very important. I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but maybe take a basic in acoustics, the science of sound class, just to have a understanding of how sound moves, how it interacts with various materials, because that's a huge part of what we do.
Yeah, if you're an audio engineer, having an understanding of acoustics, whether or not you go into the field of acoustics or become an acoustician or designer, is going to be immensely helpful, right? And being in conversations about low frequency, high frequency, how sound is behaving in a room, that's only going to enhance your ability to run a good session,
Where to place microphones,
troubleshoot issues, all that stuff. My background, like I said, is music. I loved, I didn't love it at the time, actually. My mom kind of forced my violin lessons on me. I'm super appreciative of her now, right? As I have those skills now and I carried them forward. But I knew that I didn't have quite what it took to be a working musician. I'm not an idiot, just not very talented. And but I knew that recording studios were a thing. And in college, I was really drawn to projects that had a musical aspect to them. And sort of later on discovered that there were firms that specialized in design with a music basis, right? And so I sought those firms out and interviewed with John Storick, and he hired me. Not the first time, but he's hired me.
I was going to mention that. But
hired me the second time. And moved up to New York. I kind of learned most of what I had to learn a lot of stuff, but I learned most of everything on the job, right? Just going from job to job, putting in the work, the long hours. I already knew CAD, and I knew how to approach a design, but learning the fundamentals of acoustics is a little bit of a hard knock type situation. But you get up one more time, then you get knocked down, and then you're still there. It's great because I was a listener. My cousin had introduced me to KEXP long ago, and you just go there. You would, if you had a favorite artist, which hopefully you do, they probably played KEXP.
Beethoven,
I think played F. I think he played KEXP, but like the original version when it was still at University of Washington, back in the ancient days. And so I knew of their content. They're super creative, the space. And then when they invited us to work on their new headquarters, I got to go to their current headquarters and kind of see what they were working with, where they're coming from, what they wanted to keep from that, spiritually and just approach-wise. And they have a very careful approach to capturing the art in their spaces. And so our job was to not get in the way of that, right? Just to create a space. I like to think about it as creating a shop where they can build stuff, right? And that's our job, is to make that as effortless and seamless as possible. Working with them was a huge honor. Working through the DJ spaces with all the DJs and the production studios and the architects, and any chance I can to get to Seattle, I'll take it, because I'm a grunge head and I love Seattle.
And speaking to what he was saying about KXP did, their approach to capturing the art. One thing I've noticed when I've toured the facility is how comfortable it is going through there for artists. The lounge spaces, privacy, and everything just kind of flows into that performance area with the control room we did, and it's all very comfortable. Yeah, it's not sterile at all. It's great.
It's really an honor to be part of such a community beacon, right? They have that gathering space there that's just alive and pulls people in, and you can just kind of hang out as part of the community. You have ownership. You feel like you're part of that organization, even if you don't do anything except donate a monthly donation or just listen to the radio, stuff like that. So it was a huge honor to work on that project. Yeah, I mean, we were on the design team. There's a lot of credit to pass around on that project, but we were happy to have our humble part.
Yeah, enjoy it immensely. Yeah, really feel like found a spot that combines all the schooling I had with all the schooling I gave myself outside of school, the passion stuff. And every project's different. Every day you face new challenges. Every day you meet new people, basically, that are equally as passionate about music and creating art. And so that keeps everything fresh. There are days, where you feel like you're pounding your head against the wall with certain issues, but that's
or getting your head pounded against the wall
by certain people. But if you truly believe in what you're doing, it really minimizes the impact those days have.
Yeah, I mean, there's like any spot, right? It can't be all highlights. There are lowlights too. I'm doing a lot more email and contract writing than I ever thought I would have to do. A lot of insurance review, like just things that take away maybe from or they don't tell you when you think about the sexiness of designing studios or whatever that is. But there's a lot of back of house admin type stuff, and that's equally as important as making sure that the treatments work in the room and they elevate the experience of the artist and the flow is right and you can fit the content through the front door, minor details, things like that. But I can't imagine doing anything else. Like everything else to me feels from where I'm standing right now like a step down.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't imagine him doing anything else.
I'm probably not good at anything else. So yes, I love it, and I want to keep doing it. I think I speak for both of us when I say that we feel like we're part of the music business, feel like we're part of the industry. We're a key component into making sure that the artists have spaces where they feel comfortable and inspired to create and write and mix and distribute in these spaces and keep making the very thing that I love in the first place, which is the music.